Hello, I'm Rob Thomas, editor-in-chief of Club and Resort Business, and this is your weekly podcast, the Club and Resort Talks podcast, and I got two words for you, Sweetens Cove. Two more words, America's sweetheart. I'm going to have Matt Adamski. He's not America's sweetheart. Sweetens Cove is, but he is a sweet guy. He's the general manager of Sweetens Cove down in Tennessee, and we're going to talk about big expansion plans going on for America's sweetheart, the King Collins gem down there in Tennessee. Beautiful, beautiful place, and I'm looking forward to getting down there, especially once everything's open. So, hold on to that one. I want to first tell you that today's podcast is sponsored by Crestcore. When your business is on a roll, make sure it's with Crestcore's hot cabinets, ovens, utility cabinets, racks, dollies, and host of other Crestcore quality products. A family-owned company, Crestcore has been a moving force in food service since 1936 and is centrally headquartered near Cleveland, Ohio. Beautiful. Cleveland, Ohio, with more than 275,000 square feet of state-of-the-art manufacturing and distribution facilities. Crestcore has made a commitment to unsurpassed reliability and superb customer service. Learn more at crestcore.com. We've got our sponsor taken care of. I gave you a little teaser about our Sweetens Cove. So let's now get into the news. Let's kick it off with PGA National, something big going on down in Florida. PGA National Resort and Spa in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, is poised for a significant ownership change, with reports indicating a potential sale to Henderson Park it's a London-based private equity real estate firm for $425 million. This price reflects approximately $1.3 million per room, positioning the resort as a high-value property in a competitive luxury golf market. The 800-acre resort has seen multiple ownership changes over the years. Its current owner, Toronto-based Brookfield Asset Management, acquired PGA National in 2018 for $218 million. Nice little bump there. Since then, Brookfield invested more than $100 million in comprehensive renovations, enhancing the hotel, spa, restaurants, lobby, and its 6 golf courses. I did a feature story on PGA National. Gosh, I guess it was 2022, maybe 2023. I can't remember which year it was now, but it's on the website. You can go look at that one, clubandresortbusiness.com. Next up, we got Sharon Heights Golf and Country Club in Menlo Park, California. It's reopened with a refreshed and enhanced golf experience after a $23 million investment. The renovation by Todd Eckenrode and Origins Golf Design. Approved by the club in 2019, this comprehensive redesign spanned all 18 holes and was crafted to create a more engaging layout, elevate aesthetics, and support the club's sustainable goals. The extensive renovation, which began in April of 2023, revamped all tees, fairways, bunkers, and greens. The design incorporated strategic widths that add variety to each play, unveiling new layers of challenge and enjoyment for golfers. Eckenrode's vision resulted in what members now enjoy as a transformed club with a unique, engaging experience. Clubs are all about the renovations and making it more enjoyable, not just going to beat you over the head for 4 hours of golf. So good on you down there in Menlo Park, California. Last but not least, we got some charity taking place and a lot of good that's being done. Members of Contra Costa Country Club in Pleasant Hill, California, recently raised $54,000 for Play for P.I.N.K, a national charity funding breast cancer research and awareness, with more donations still coming in. Funds were raised through a September 13th golf tournament, dinner, and silent auction for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In the last 2 years, the club has raised $99,000 for breast cancer research and awareness, and since 2012, more than $192,000. A lot of big, big things going on across the country for charity, and it really shows where people's hearts are. and opening their wallets to benefit others going through terrible, terrible diagnosis of breast cancer. So good on you, Contra Costa Country Club. With that all taken care of, I think we're ready. Let's throw it right to Matt Adamski, General Manager of Sweetens Cove Golf Club. Hello and welcome back to the Club and Resort Talks podcast. I'm Rob Thomas and I'm joined by Matt Adamski, PGA member, General Manager at Sweetens Cove. Matt, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rob. I really appreciate it.
Hey, yeah, thank you for being here. But hey, the big deal is right now you got a planned expansion going on. But you guys are America's sweetheart. Please give us a 10,000-foot view of the property as it is right now.
As is right now, we're just 9 holes, right? Amenity wise, we have a shed, and we have a pavilion, and we have a fake shitter, and we still have one. It's an enclosed trailer, and we have a big putting green that we have now, a Himalaya style putting green. All those little features kind of got put in 2019, but the golf course has remained the same since we've opened since 2014. And it's no frills besides go out and play golf and have fun, enjoy the people that you're with, and have a day. Play as much golf as you can. Play more golf than you ever have. So it's wildly fantastic. Architecturally speaking, it's one of a kind in that category, and it's something that the general public really doesn't get to see. I think in golf with what King Collins has done here to make this golf course and have it be what it is now. So we kind of operate a little bit different in that category. We don't have tee times. We do passes. Passes equal people. So we do a limited amount Tuesday through Thursday at 60 people only, 60 passes, and then 45 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's a lot different version of golf. We've got two flags on each green that you're able to, extend your options throughout the day, and that's why you can play so much golf. And you can go to the navy flag first, the white flag second, and then you can alternate them, or you can just go to whatever one you hit it closer to.
That's that. Yeah, that sounds like the plan for me.
That's right.
So with the planned expansion, some
Yeah.
people would think, okay, you got 9 hole course, you're going to
Yep.
expand. We're going to 18 holes. That's not the
Right.
case, right? So
No.
how does this expansion align with Sweetens Cove, like unique, laid back approach?
Well, we're in the kind of catch 22 where we're hitting our stride. We've sold out every single year for the last 3 years in a very short amount of time. And the goal is, how do we get more people here? How do we get them to stay longer? How do we get them to come back? And the object has always been based on fun and enjoyment and a way to get out of your life for a day and enjoy the people that you brought. So, we've been kind of looking at, we've got 72 and a half. The golf course as is right now sits on 72 and a half acres. And we actually have an extra 78 acres on top of that we've always had. And the plan has been to do something with it. And there's been a number of different options. And finally, we've kind of figured it out with our new partnership with Reef Capital, and they kind of helped us kind of re-engineer it. If you don't know who Reef Capital is, Reef Capital, they did Black Desert. They're a Marcella club. They are Cuddalong club. So some big things, and Black Desert was just a PGA Tour event, and you could see that massive build out. So that's what they do. They really enjoy golf and etc. So they kind of helped us see the vision of how we could operate this with lodging and make it all make sense. And we just wanted another option, and this other option it might not necessarily be 9 holes. It could be 12 holes, could be whatever you kind of think you want it to be. It'll be very diverse and have different ways of playing it, where you could play it as a par three course, or you could play it as three par fours and have like a little you know 11 hole rotation, or 12 hole rotation rather. So it's going to be very interesting in that category. And then we're going to light it up, and we're going to music infuse it. So that'll be the fun portion of it. And you'll be able to play golf longer throughout the day, even though it's nighttime. So and then we'll have a large Himalayas putting green that's going to be infused too into that back portion of the property, which could span, I don't know, 4.5 acres. It's going to be massive, and it'll kind of connect into number one's green. So the whole premise is to give people the opportunity to stay longer, enjoy a really physical all day here at Sweetens Cove, and play just an infinite amount of golf and just enjoy it with
Have
their
you already put
friends.
in for overtime?
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have a lot of overtime, and apparently I'm going to need more people than three.
That's nuts. That's crazy. So,
Yeah.
you got Tad King and Rob Collins
Yep.
are coming back for this, right?
Correct. Yep.
How's the par three going to be integrated into the existing property? Is it I mean, if everything's concurrent, everything's right
Yep.
there.
Yeah, and actually, it's literally when you're on number seven. If you're ever familiar with our property, and those that are familiar with the property, if you're standing on number seven's green, there'll be a putting green just to the left of seven, in between seven, eight, and nine, right there, and that'll be part of the short course, and that'll kind of blend in, so it'll feel like it's just one big expansive piece of golf, and so it's right there connected into the meadow and kind of goes uphill a little bit to this barn, and that will go flow into this the Himalayas putting green. But it's going to be pretty wild, and but it will feel exactly like the golf course as is now. A lot of tightly mown areas, a good amount of bunkering that we have, which are waste areas, and not a lot of trees. Probably virtually actually zero trees. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That way you can have more options and go different directions. And if you see a hole that you kind of isn't played in circuit, you can kind of imagine a different hole and go that way too as well.
So we've talked about golf, and Sweetens Cove has become somewhat of a mecca for golf enthusiasts. But this new expansion is going to be a lot more than golf. We're talking a distillery, right? Stay
Yep.
and play cabins, skeet shooting,
Yep.
uh, more than
Yeah.
that, even. So,
Fishing dock.
so what's
Yeah.
inspired all that stuff?
We do a lot of events here, and we try to do something different, unique, etc. We've done a lot of foodie events where we've done, we did a burger open and a hot chicken open and a stir fried open and all these things. And then we started doing a Sweetens Cove Bass Masters event, which we got our first cease and desist for on that category. So it's now called the Fish Camp Open. So we've always done these wild events. Last year we did a skeet shooting event out in the meadow where the golf course is going to be, the new golf course is going to be, and so it's just kind of we've always done these different type of things, and we've done a lit event, which is our midsummer skirmish. So that kind of inspired having lights kind of longer, and so you can play more golf because it's always been a fun thing to play underneath the lights if you've never gotten the opportunity to do it. Um, and then obviously we have our own bourbon, Sweetens Cove bourbon right here. That's a 2022, but our partners with Skip Bronson, Tom Nolan, Drew Holcomb, Andy Roddick, and a guy named Peyton Manning, which I'm sure nobody's heard of. They kind of saw this tradition of doing a shot of whiskey before we go out and play golf, and that inspired them to partner up with us and build a bourbon brand. And the bourbon brand's kind of been separate from the golf course. And at this point in time, we realized that we kind of swung and missed a little bit, and we want to infuse it back into the golf where it should have been. The home should have always been with us because, we're maybe it's not the best product in the world as far as bourbon goes, right? Depends on your palate, right? But the what we're bottling is an experience, and it's the experience of the golf course and the willingness to share and enjoy with others, and that's what our bourbon's about. And we're going to build that up into a restaurant and a little bottle shop so we can sell it on property and give people the opportunity to come enjoy Sweetens Cove, even if they're not playing Sweetens Cove. So it's been a whole thing in that category, and a couple of those little extras like the fishing and the skeet shooting were really just inspired of things that we had done with events on property of the golf course that we have now.
So I get Peyton Manning, right? He exudes Rocky Top, even though he's from
Yeah,
New Orleans and he played his
yeah.
career mostly in Indianapolis and then Denver. But Andy Roddick, where'd he come from as far as the
It
part?
was Andy is a lover of golf, and he got involved with our managing partner at the time, and good friends, and they kind of solidified these 40 folks that are part of the whiskey. We've got some big names in there, and we have some friends of the program. You got like Eli's a part of it, Cooper's a part of it, Jim Nance is a part of it, Keith Mitchell, Brad Faxon. So it's kind of wild in that regards. And they jumped in on this opportunity to have a really neat piece of golf infused in a bourbon, and that's kind of where it went. And they're all lovers of golf, and once they got to see the golf course, they're like, oh, this all makes sense. And so, they kind of jumped at the opportunity to be a part of it.
You didn't invite Brooklyn Decker to the big event?
Oh, she's come. No, no, she actually has not come, but she's more than welcome to.
All right, there's your open invitation to
That's right.
Brooklyn Decker.
That's right.
All right, so Reef Capital Partners. I mean,
Yep.
obviously they infuse a lot of resources. Uh,
Yes.
beyond the financials, which is obviously very, very important. What do they? You said you mentioned some other high profile properties.
Mhm.
What else do they bring to the table?
Man, they bring a lot. They bring an opportunity to kind of put the hospitality into our experience, and that's what they do. They've got a great hospitality background and a build out background, so they can help us kind of have those jumbled ideas that we have and put them into an actual business plan that we can actually, execute. And it's going to be fun. They've got a lot of ideas, but they're cool. They're the autonomy that they've given Rob Collins and I, and because Rob's still an owner in part of all this partnerships and stuff like that we've had, and they've given us a ton of autonomy to be like, hey, look, we know what this place is. We love this place. We don't want to ruin it. We'd love to just kind of enhance it, and we can help with that.
And the new par three course that's planned,
Mhm.
the no tee times, does that apply there?
Yeah. Yeah, basically we'll do the exact same thing that we have now. Have the ability to bring another 20-ish people in on a daily basis because at the end of the day, we do a shotgun start every single day with the all of our folks. They kind of have a collection time of like 8:30. I semi-slow people slow play people until about 8:45. I waste their life for about 20 minutes, tell them how to play the golf course, what to expect. That hey, you can go play as an 8 some and that's not a big deal, or 12 some. We had a 16 some out here the other day, I think maybe about a month ago, and they played as a 16 some the entirety of the day. And I always tell people, smaller groups, don't freak out, because at the end of the day, if there's truly a 16 some out there, there's more open holes. So go around them, this giant circle that it is, and play more golf. So they're here to play golf, not necessarily write down a score. It's a terrific match play golf course as is, and adding more golf gives more people the opportunity to get into the flow. So as I see it and as we see it, it'll be the same exact thing, collection time, little shot of whiskey before we go out, then go play golf. And we get, I tell them, I assign them a hole. They go out to those holes and they play golf until they don't want to be here anymore. And they just go around, which will be a larger circle. And that par three will be involved the entirety of the time, so that way we can get more people in, and it just kind of ebbs and flows through it. Jump over to the par three if it's a little backed up on the big course, or vice versa. Jump over and find an open hole on the big course if the par three's got a good amount of traffic, and just play a bunch of holes.
So rules are optional.
That's right. Fact.
All right, just be kind, right? This is
That's
don't
right.
be an a-hole.
Yep. Fact.
How about some sustainability practices? The
Yeah.
new course. I know that you guys are big into sustainability down there and doing things the
Yep.
right way. The new construction, all that kind of stuff continuing on.
Yeah, same exact principles as King Collins has always had is to use resources that are locally found and et cetera to build a golf course that, doesn't have to cost a lot of money, that can play just as well as quote unquote a USGA spec facility. And yeah, a lot of native grass involved in it, and we'll have just amount, in that 72 and a half acres. We have roughly around 36 or 38 acres of it that is actually mown. The rest of it is all native grass or waste areas that we every other day tend to, and et cetera. And waste areas, they're just kind of there. We take care of them a couple times a year, and I mean, excuse me, the native areas are a couple times a year, and that's kind of it. So we utilize or maximize our labor forces in a small area where we don't have to do as much, and we can still have great conditions, and it'll continue on to what is that. I the giant massive putting green may be a different story. That might take a little bit of time, but other than that, it's going to be fantastic and same type of construction as what we did when we originally built this golf course.
How about a timeline for each of the thing? Golf, putting course,
Yeah.
distillery.
So I would suggest that we're going to phase it out, obviously, in a few phases, maybe two or three phases. And first and foremost, we're going to kind of start from the innards, kind of put together some of these event spaces. Like there'll be a cabin out by four, a fishing dock, and skeet shooting, and the golf course will kind of all kind of get flown in that phase one, if you will, and start construction on the distillery restaurant, which will have the ability to get the public involved in that too as well, and get us the opportunity to get a liquor license so that we can do what we'd like to do on a daily basis. And suggestively, depending on weather, we'll start in March at the latest, probably in May. And I would think, just based on how I know King Collins operates and the fact that we're not going to have to move too much dirt, we realistically could be staring at a finished golf course this time next year.
Holy cow, that would be
Yeah.
fantastic. So
Yep.
the distillery slash restaurant, we're open to the public and not
Yep.
part of golf necessarily. Right?
Yep. No, the golfers will have the opportunity to have like a big fun house, if you will. We'll have, obviously food in there. We'll have a tasting aspect for the bourbon. We'll have some yard games, and we'll have pool table, TVs, and that'll be like the common space area. Based on lodging. Lodging will be singular cabins and singular rooms that you can rent out, and there'll be some larger facilities that house more people, but they'll be still singular based where you have a code for your room, and your room is a bed and a bathroom and the essentials of what you need to go to sleep. But we love to have the communal and that camaraderie and these new friends that meet old friends, and that's kind of our premise on a daily basis. When we do the toast in the morning, it's always to new friends, old friends, and day at Sweetens. So we want this common space area where everybody can enjoy it after they're kind of finished up, or if they've had enough golf, they can go retreat and watch a game or do anything else like that.
So there are no strangers at Sweetens, right? Just friends you
That's a
haven't met yet.
fact.
All
That's
right, love
exactly
it.
right. Yeah.
So we got the next year or two kind of like plotted out. I want you to
Yep.
take your crystal ball out, right?
Yeah.
Look 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Uh, Anything else that we could see at Sweetens that we don't really necessarily have talked about?
Not right now. Honestly, I think this is a really, really cool phase of our tenure here on this piece of land, and it's going to keep getting better. We'll have more opportunity to do things to get more people, but as far as that, we kind of maximized our space of what we have, and I think we're going to do it in just such a fantastic way that it's going to be more fun. It's not going to lose its luster. It's not going to lose its magic just because we have a couple of new entities. It's always been fun to have just this shed, and this shed will be just what it is. It'll still be the check-in point. It'll still be the point of purchasing apparel. It might get extended on a little bit, and so it have a little bit more square footage. 290 square foot is tight, but we do quite a bit of merch. I humbly won the Tennessee Merchandiser of the Year last year, and I'm a finalist for the National Merchandiser of the Year. So we do a lot of merch out of this place, and it's absolutely wild, and it's all storytelling, and that's what this place is storytelling. And you get pieces of the apparel that can tell a story that people ask questions about, and that's what we do. So that charm that is Sweetens will always be there. And I told the guys at Reef and Jared and Lucero, and I was like, I think the biggest thing that I'd love to see with these cabins and the distillery, I wanted to make it look like it's a farm that's been here for 100 years. Like, I don't want any of these great, crazy, modernish type cabins. Like, I want something that looked like it may fall down. But you get in there, everything's solid in structure, best bed you've ever slept in, best restroom and showery pressure is fantastic and all that stuff. And you can go rest your head and be like, man, that was fantastic, and I want to do it again. And it's going to be still at an accessible rate too. That's where we're big proponents on is accessible architecture at a dollar figure. It's $175 plus tax right now to play golf here, so 192.06 after taxes. Not that I know that number or anything, but our biggest thing is, it'll increase just slightly, and then you'll have that stay option, which won't cost anything more than it should, right? Because it is what it is. And we didn't do price comparisons to like a Sand Valley or abandoned stay option or et cetera. We did price comparisons to Kimbo hotels, and then we undercut them because we want people to stay on property and utilize their full extent of their day here. And the number kind of is jumping a little bit, and not jumping high, but just a little bit. We're trying to hone in on that number, but suggestively, uh, I would suggest it be in for all day golf, more golf, lights, night golf, and your stay. You're in the like $325 range for the day. I mean, that's pretty wild. And with knowing that it's all for the enjoyment and the kind of keeping of it, we always kind of compare ourselves to like the national park systems. This is a place that we felt needed to be sustained and kept and shown to people. And we've prided ourselves on being accessible dollar figure wise for the architecture, and it will just enhance it, and it's going to be fantastic in that category. And at the end of the day, we are kind of inaccessible because of the limited amount of passes we have. But this is that opportunity to get more people here.
Man, that is a crazy price point considering that you can't play some of
Yeah,
these destination courses for twice that amount, 18
right.
holes,
Yep.
let alone unlimited golf, a night at Sweetens, and so much more.
Yeah.
Terrific. Matt, man, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate your time, and I can't wait to learn more about Sweetens Cove.
I appreciate you, Rob. Thanks so much for having me on.